Good afternoon, welcome to today's abs and core class. Obviously I'm indoors for this one. I've got a light weight that I'm going to use, and I've also got a light bar that I'm going to use for the first couple of exercises. Don't worry, you can do the whole workout without any equipment at all. We do kind of a warm up to get us going, and then we'll get into a main circuit. So these first few exercises we'll be focusing on inner unit as well as some for the outer unit. So the inner unit is the smaller muscles which are helping to support the spine and the pelvis. We're trying to get those fired up first, and then we'll start working on the outer unit, which is the abs, the obliques, what most people tend to think about when they think about the core. So grab your bar if you've got one. Like I said, don't worry, you can do it without the bar, but the idea with the bar is to find neutral spine. So we have a gap here, we have the bar in contact with the base of the spine, in between the shoulder blades and the head, and then we try and maintain that position, squeeze the shoulders back, and we also try and limit any movement. So the more we move, the more likely the bar is to roll off, and when we come out of that position, the more likely the bar is to roll off. So you can do it without. We go hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then from there, in your own time, you're going to extend one arm, opposite leg, hold for maybe 10 seconds, and then change. And like I said, the whole time we're trying to stay still, we're trying to limit that movement, and we're trying to stay in that neutral spine. I'll start the clock now. We'll do 2 minutes, so just change in your own time. But remember, we're coming back to that same position, so it's hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and it's a good hold on either side, nice and controlled. So this one shouldn't be done at speed, we should be done nice and slow. So it's more subtle, it's more about getting those areas fired up, getting the brain activating the right muscles. Try to think about drawing the belly button in, so that will activate the transverse abdominis, which is one of the inner unit muscles, one of your deep core muscles, TVA, transverse abdominis. So draw that in, try and continue to breathe normally. And then just coming up to the first minute, if you've noticed one side weaker than the other, then maybe spend a little bit more time on the weaker side. So remember, the whole time we're trying not to move, or trying to limit that movement, try not to shift, keep the weight on the hand and on the legs, so it's evenly distributed. Nice and controlled. All right, keep it going. Coming into the last 30 seconds. So if we've got a good functioning, strong inner unit, then the outer unit muscles around it can be strong as well. So you're only as strong as your weakest link. Into the last 20 seconds now, so we need to get the inner unit work fired up, get those muscles working so we can build strong muscles around it. Last 5 seconds. Okay, good. Right, moving on. So we'll come back to that. We'll do a shorter set a little later on. We'll do some side plank work. So now we're focusing on the obliques, which is the side nearest the floor. We'll just do a 30-second set. You can do it on your feet, which is harder, or down on your knees. So off you go when you're ready. So this is the harder version. Push the hips forward, lift the chest. So you've got a nice straight line. Or the option is to bend the knees and come up halfway. Working that side nearest the floor. Keep the hips pushed forward, chest up. Last 5 seconds now. Good, so change, same on the other side. So you can do the full version or down on the knees. Off you go when you're ready. Obviously we're trying to do the same for this side as what we just did, so it's even. Down on the knees is that option if you need it. Last 10 seconds. Okay, hold it there. Right, we're gonna do another exercise, mainly focusing on inner unit. Lie down on your back. We'll have one hand underneath your base of your spine, so your lumbar spine, so in where the natural curve is, and then the other hand on top. Draw your belly button in. We're trying to keep the belly button in the whole time. Feet flat on the floor, or you can start to move the legs. So I'll show you the options. We do 1 minute, but the whole emphasis is belly button in, pressure down, a little bit of pressure down on the hand underneath. Right, 1 minute, off you go. So the options are just to hold. So you can just hold it there and concentrate on that contraction. Or you can start to move the legs, one leg at a time. Or you can do it with the feet up, which is harder, but nice and controlled. Keep the belly button in the whole time, that's the aim. Belly button in, and pressure down on the hand underneath. Okay, we're halfway through, 30 seconds. So anytime you need to, you can reset, you can put both feet down and just get that contraction back. And again, try not to rush through this one. This one's more about control, it's more subtle again. 15 seconds. Keep it going, coming into the last 5. Okay, and relax. Right, next one, we're going to do a plank with a little tap. So we go from this position, tap the hand out and back, and then the other hand. You can do it on your knees or your toes. I'm going to use the bar, again, just for that feedback. If I move, the bar's more likely to roll off. So we're trying to limit the movement when we do this. So bar or no bar, 45 seconds. Watch if you're not sure, off you go when you're ready. So with the bar, let's just get it right first. Just that little tap. Getting into the position is hard enough. So a little tap and back. So down on the knees is the option if you need it. Last 15. Okay, good, and relax, hold it there. Right, we'll come back to that one. Let's go back to the first one we did, so the bar on the back. We'll just do 90 seconds this time, nice and controlled. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Off you go when you're ready. So control that movement. Try and keep the torso still. And it's nice and controlled. A good hold at either end, so we're holding for a good 10 or 15 seconds. So things to think about, belly button drawn in, shoulders and hips square. So we try and limit that rotation. Think about squeezing the shoulders back as well. So we've got that, the bar should rest in between then, bar resting between the shoulder blades. Just coming into the last 30 seconds. Last 20. Ten seconds, keep it going, nice and controlled. Remember, don't rush through it. Last 5. Okay, good, relax. Right, let's do the side planks again. We'll just do 30 seconds again. I'll give you another option. We'll add a pulse, so you can just hold if you need to. Knees or toes, or knees or feet. Off you go when you're ready. So the option is a little pulse, so when we come up, we just drop the hips, drive up. It's just that little movement, just optional. You can just hold, or you can go down on the knees and hold. Just 30 seconds. Working the obliques, working the side. So you should feel it in the side nearest the floor. 10 seconds left. Last 5 seconds. Okay, good, hold it there. So same on the other side, off you go when you're ready. Straight line, knees or feet, or knees. And then if you're on your feet, you can do that little pulse, is optional. Last 10 seconds. Last 5. Okay, good, hold it there. Right, spin around on your back. Let's do this one again. 1 minute this time. Same again, belly button in, pressure down, feet flat, or move the legs. Either 1 foot down or both feet up. Off you go when you're ready. So remember, you can change. You can go from one version to the other. But keeping that control. Remember, if we work on the inner unit, get the inner unit strong, then the rest of the core around it can be strong. So whenever we do any movement, the inner unit should fire up first. That should protect us, spine and pelvis. So it is important, we need to get that fired up, working properly. That will help to prevent injuries. It just gives you a stronger base to work from. 5 seconds. Okay, good, relax. Right, then we'll do the plank again with a little tap. With or without the bar. Try and keep the shoulders and the hips square. Try and limit that movement. Knees or toes, off you go. 45 seconds, and then we'll move on after this one. So limit the movement, nice and controlled. Five seconds. Okay, good, relax, hold it there. Right, so we'll move on. Before we move on, give this video a thumbs up. We've got 8 exercises. We're going to do 2 circuits of that 8, 40 seconds on each. So we just go from one to the other, twice through. We'll have a little stretch after the 8, and then we'll get back into a second circuit. So I'm going to use the weight for a couple of the exercises. Don't worry, if you haven't got one, you can do any of the exercises without. So give this video a thumbs up, make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already, and also remember that all these workouts go on the playlist, follow along playlist, so anytime you need a workout, have a look. No workouts over the weekend, so go for any that you missed in the week. Yesterday was kettlebell, body weight was Wednesday, so check it out if you haven't already. Right, so the first one we're going to do without the weight. We'll do the reverse crunch, so hands go down, legs up, and then we lift the hips and control on the way down. Watch if you're not sure, and then join in when you're ready. 40 seconds, I'll start the clock now. So hands down, and then we control that movement. Control on the way down. Okay, so try not to just drop the hips. If you need to, you can take more time in between reps. So you can rest at the bottom for a few seconds and then try and get a good quality rep. 5 seconds. Okay, relax. Right, bicycle twist. So we do it with the feet up. You can rotate shoulder towards opposite knee. You can do it with the feet down if you need to. Off you go when you're ready. Watch if you're not sure. So we twist. So you got your feet up. Extend the opposite leg, shoulder up towards knee, or you can just do the crunch there, or you could still bring the knee up as well, so you can keep 1 foot down and twist. So any twisting movement, we're working obliques, sides of the stomach. Coming into the last 5 seconds. Okay, good, hold it there. Right, we're going to be in a press up position and then knee comes up towards the opposite hand. Watch if you're not sure. I'll start the clock now. 40 seconds, so knee comes up, opposite hand, back, nice and controlled, knee up, back. Try not to move through the upper body so much, it's just the lower part. Get that rotation through the lower part of the spine, nice and controlled. So we get the rotation, but the hips aren't moving up and down. They're in a straight line, but they're allowing a bit of a twist. If you really struggle, you can just go down on the knees and just hold. Got 10 seconds left. Last 5. Okay, good. Relax. Then we do a crunch, so wiggle without the weight. Feet on the floor, and then we're just lifting the shoulders up. Off you go when you're ready. So just a crunch. Just enough to keep the shoulders up, lower back stays down. Anything overhead is harder. Okay, longer lever makes it harder. So you could obviously do it without the weight. Hands on the thighs is the easiest option. Last 15. So it's not a massive movement, this one, it's just enough to get the shoulders up. It's a crunch rather than a sit up. Squeeze sternum closer to pelvis. Okay, good, hold it there. Right, sit yourself up, we're going to lean back and then we're going to twist. So wiggle without the weight, weight further away from the body is harder. Off you go. So we're leaning back, so we've got tension in the abs and then we follow the weight round. .20 seconds. Okay, so get that good twist. Stay tall. 5 seconds. And relax. Right, weight goes on one shoulder, we'll take the legs the other way. So if I'm going to start with weight on my left, take the legs to the right, and then it's just a side crunch. So this one, just a little movement, we're coming up rather than twisting. So you can do the same way if you want to. Little side crunch. You can use your nearest hand to help keep the legs down. Working that top side. Okay, so just that little movement. Hold it there. So we swap it over exactly the same on the other side. Take the legs the other way. 40 seconds, off you go. Use that nearest hand if you need to. Working out top side, so it's just a little movement. If you keep your eyes fixed on a point above, so on the ceiling, or if you're outside, just straight up in the sky, and then you're coming up towards that point. 5 seconds. Okay, hold it there. We've just got one more to do. We'll go knees up, hands up overhead, or hands out in front rather, and then we extend, come back. Off you go when you're ready. Option with this one is just to do one leg at a time. Okay, so you could just go there and back. Keep the back pressed down. And you can hold here for longer. So obviously you'll feel it in that extended position is the hardest point, so you can hold there for longer if you need to, or likewise you can hold at the top for longer if you need a rest. Let's keep the back pressed down. We're into the last 10 seconds now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, go straight into a stretch there. Take the arms up overhead, legs out straight. And then we're just trying to lengthen out through the abs, give the abs a stretch. So just a couple of stretches and then we'll go back and do it a second time. Okay, spin around on your knees. From there, sit back on the heels, drop the chest. Okay, right, so hopefully now we know that circuit. I've tried to give you options, alternatives if you need them. We'll do it once more, then we'll stretch at the end. Make sure you've given this video a thumbs up before we move on. It always helps me out, so it is appreciated when you do it. First one was reverse crunch. So hands go down, legs up, and then remember we try and control that movement. 40 seconds, off you go. Try and control on the way down. So we're not just dropping the hips. Try and keep that nice smooth movement. So we're working on the way down. We're always stronger when we lower any weight. So when we're resistance training, any down phase, so in this case it's the hips coming down, we're always stronger. So if you can go up, you should be able, well, you will be able to control on the way down. Last 10 seconds. Remember, you can take time in between reps if you need to just get good quality. Okay, relax then, we've got the bicycle twist. So knees up or feet down, 40 seconds off you go. So we rotate, shoulder up towards opposite knee. Remember, the option is feet down, or a little bit harder is bring the knee up with the other foot down. That's 15. Okay, good, hold it there. Let's go into the press up position and then the knee comes up across the opposite hand. Off you go when you're ready. And then remember this one. Again, we're keeping that control, not too much movement. With the hips up and down, we get a rotation, but we're not up here and down. Staying in that straight line. If you really struggle, you can go down and hold. Take a few seconds rest, and then when you're ready, coming back up. 15 seconds. So we should feel this one all the way through. Abs, obliques. Last 10. 5 seconds. Good, hold it there. Then we move on to the crunch, with or without the weight. Anything overhead is harder. Off you go, 40 seconds. Just that small movement, just squeezing sternum closer to pelvis. Last 10. 5 seconds. Okay, good. Coming up, rotate. So we sit up and lean back and then twist. Off you go when you're ready. Follow the weight round. Obviously you can do it without the weight. Try and keep the chest up. You can do it with the feet off the floor as well, which just creates a little bit more instability, makes it a bit harder. We've got less points of contact with the floor that way, so we have to control the movement. Last 10 seconds. We've just got 3 more to do after this. 5 seconds. Okay, relax. Right, so then the side crunch, we do one side, then the other, weight on one shoulder, take the legs the other way. 40 seconds, off you go. A little side crunch. Last 15. Remember with this one coming straight up, working that top side, just a little movement. 5 seconds. Okay, swap sides. Same again, other side. Off you go when you're ready. Last 10 seconds. One more to come after this. Okay, good, relax. Right, so last one. Knees up, hands up, extend, back up, and repeat. Keep the back pressed down. You can do one leg at a time if you need to. Off you go. Last one. Obviously, you can do it without the weight as well. Keep the back down. Spend longer here to make it harder, or longer here if you need the rest. Keep that back pressed down, keeping the abs nice and strong. Last 10 seconds. Last 5. Good, and hold it there, relax, well done. Right, so go straight into that stretch like we did earlier. Take the arms up overhead, lengthen out through the abs. So we're just arching the back and giving the abs a good stretch. Spin around, let's do some hip flexor stretches. So we do one knee down, other foot forward, and then we lift the arm up. So lead, leg opposite hand, and then lean in towards that lead leg. Push the hip forward, so we're stretching down through the front of the thigh. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and when you click on the bell, then you're notified of these videos when they come out. Swap the legs. This is, I believe we're over 150 now. I think yesterday was number 150. So we're the other way, hips forward. And don't forget the playlist is there all the time. So anytime you need a workout, for example, over the weekend, if you want to do something, then pick a workout from there. And then finishing off on the knees, sit back on the heels, drop the chest. And then I will let you know, if you're not on the Facebook group, it's Ricky Walden Fitness Live. I will let you know on there what's coming up next week. Next week will be slightly less because I'm moving, so I'm going to have to take a couple of days off. But I'll let you know what it will be over the weekend. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good weekend. Choose a workout from the playlist if you need to keep going. I will see you Monday. Take care.